Welcome to another tutorial. This tutorial will focus on sets. I'm teacher Alton Felix. It's so nice to have you. And of course, it's brought to you courtesy the Math Ministry at www.maths123.org. Today's word is really important. It says in Philippians 4, verses 6 to 7, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Today, I started to reprioritize things in my life and give spending time with God in prayer one of the highest priority. I noticed that I had become a bit too busy. So prayer is extremely important as stated in the scripture. So I just want to encourage you, take some time, perhaps from your busy schedule, and make it a priority also in your life. So today we're going to look at the worksheet on sets. And question number 1 wants us to show the above information on a Venn diagram. What does the question tell us? What's some of the key information the question gives? Okay, so it says there are 36 students in a class. All students like chocolate ice cream, while 24 students like vanilla. Show the above information on a Venn diagram. Okay, so you could go straight into this question. So if you're showing this on a Venn diagram, all of these students like chocolate ice cream. So your chocolate set, so to speak, which we'll call C, will represent a universal set. 24 of the students like vanilla. So the set of students who like vanilla will be a subset. So we know 24 of them will be placed inside of here. And if the total number of students in the class is 36, all of them being part of the set C, it means that the difference, 36 minus 24, which is 12, will be outside of that set of students who like vanilla. So we have demonstrated that using a Venn diagram. It doesn't matter if we use for the universal set a rectangle. I have chosen to use a circle. And of course, you could put in your set V here as shown. Okay, so determine the number of students who like chocolate, but not vanilla. Okay, so from the diagram, 12 of them will like chocolate, but not vanilla. State using set notation the relationship between V and C. So we said that V is a subset, right? So let's write the symbol. V is a subset of the set C. Question 2. The universal set uses a set of whole numbers from 20 to 32 inclusive. C would be multiples of 4 and D would be even numbers. So let's see if we can write out our universal set. So it shouldn't be too long. So it's from 22. So it will be from 20, 21, all the way up to 32. Right, so we should barely get that in there. Okay, let's move across the screen a little bit so we can write out our universal set. Okay, so this is our universal set inclusive from 20 to 32. And C would be multiples of 4. Well, we know multiples of 4 would be 4, 8, 12, and so on. But the set C will start from multiples of 4 from 20. Then you go 24, and so on. Right, that's our set C here. And of course, D would be the even numbers. So the even numbers would be as stated. Okay. Right, so let's see if we can answer these questions. So we have already listed both sets C and D. How many subsets can be formed from set C? So the formula for the number of such subsets will be 2 raised to the power n, where n represents the number of members in that set. We're talking about set C. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore, the total number of subsets will be 2 to the power 4, which is 16. 2 multiplied by 2 by 2 by 2. That's 16. Draw a Venn diagram showing sets C, D, and U. Okay, so that should be very interesting. Now that we have our sets properly laid out there, let's see if we can get a Venn diagram. So we're gonna come down a bit. Okay, so let's get right. So this set here is our universal set. That's our universal set. Let's put in the members of C and D first. Notice all my members in C is included in D. So it means that C would be a subset of this bigger set here, D. Right, so let's get in those 4 members of C, which will be 20, 24, 28, and 32. Right, so we have already put in 20, 24, 28, and 32. So these numbers here must be included. So you have 22, 26, what you got? 30. Right, so I'm just counting 7 members in all. Right, now that we have written all these members, which will be even numbers basically, in set D, then all that is left is to place those numbers outside of that set D, which will basically be the set of odd numbers. So you got 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, and 31. Okay, so that will take care of question number 2. Right, let's erase this and make some room for question number 3. Right, so question number 3 tells us there are 80 members in a hiking club. Members in this club were given awards for attendance and fitness. 64 members receive awards for attendance or fitness. 20 members receive award for both attendance and fitness. 3 ex-members receive award for attendance only. X members receive awards for fitness only. Right, so let's get again a Venn diagram for this question. Right. Right, let's put it a bit higher up here. Right, of course, that should be properly drawn rectangle. That's our universal set here. Now, remember, there are 80 members in the hiking club. Members in this club given awards for attendance or fitness. So not everybody may have gotten awards, right? Because we are told that out of the 80, 64 members receive awards for either attendance or fitness. So let's represent those who got awards for attendance as the set A, those who got awards for fitness represented by the set F. Now, just to make that point, the 64 here will represent this total number within the both sets. So it will be all those members inside both set A and set F. So that is something we should bear in mind. Now, if we are using notation, set notation, this is what we are really talking about. So that set is represented by A union B. Now, this should bring to mind this set, if you want to call it a formula. Number in A union B is the number in A plus the number in B minus the number in A intersect B. Of course, A intersect B will be this middle portion right here, A intersect B. All right, so number of members in A or B is the number of members in A plus the number of members in B minus the number of members in A intersect B, or A and B. Okay, so let us not confuse what symbol in set is used for or and what symbol in set is used for and. Intersection and union or. Okay, so once we have gotten that out of the way, let's see how we can piece together the information. 20 members receive awards for both attendance and fitness. So it means that the 20 should go right here, smack in the middle, as shown. 3x members receive awards for attendance only. So 3x would be here in this portion outside the attendance only. Similarly, X members receive awards for fitness only. So we put X here. Now, if you recall what we just said, the 64 represents the entire region, A or B, that's the yellow portion. The number in A, well, we could look at A, it will be 3x plus 20. Well, let's see if we can answer the question first. That's the Venn diagram we just drew there. How many members didn't receive any awards? Right. So if I stated earlier, if there are 80 members in this set, the number of members in your universal set, if the total number here is 80, and the total amount accounted for in that yellow portion is 64, then 80 minus 64 will be 16 members did not receive awards. Now, what is the implication of that? It means that the 16 must be placed outside as shown on the Venn diagram. How many members receive awards for fitness only, right? So then that will take us into solving the problem as I started doing. 64 represent the total region shaded in yellow. Number in A would be 3x plus 20. So let's make sure that we itemize the working for part C here. The numbers in B, well, let's use the correct letters, seeing that we are working with A and F. So I'm going to erase my B here, and I'm going to put the correct letter as shown in the diagram. So that will be F now. Okay, so let's go back. Number of members in F would be 20 plus X. Remember, that's the entire set F, which is here. So it must be including that 20 and the X. Now notice how this 20 is double counted twice. Because when we stated the members in A, we put 3X plus 20. So therefore, to ensure that the 20 is not counted twice, we need to subtract number in A and F, which is one of the 20s, right? So it makes sense. So the 64 would equal to that entire part of the equation to the right. Well, this 20 could cancel with this. So what this equation reduces to 64 equals 3x plus x will give me 4x plus 20. We subtract 20 on both sides. 64 minus 20 will be 4x plus 20 minus 20. So this becomes 44 equals 4x. And of course, to solve for x, we divide both sides by 4. Right, so this will simplify to x equals to 11. So let's see if we can write in that information now properly. X will be 11 here. 3x will be 33. And of course, it adds up. 33 plus 20 is 53 plus 11 gives us the 64. 64 plus the 16 gives us 80. Now let's go back to the question asked. How many members receive awards for fitness only? Well, this will be the answer here. Fitness only is represented by x. So the answer will be the number we got when we solved that equation for x, which will be 11. So 11 students got the award for fitness only. Right, so I think we did well in solving that question number 3. And let's go on to our question number 4. Right, so it seems as though we only got 4 questions to work on today. So let's see what this question says. A survey of 92 women was conducted. To determine the number of women who shopped on Friday or Saturday. So we'll take F for Friday and S for Saturdays. Fridays or Saturdays. 56 women shop on Fridays, 2X women shop only on Saturdays. X women shop both on Friday and Saturday. 18 women did not shop either on Friday or on Saturday. Right, so again, it is testing our understanding of the different elements or parts of the Venn diagram. So let's see if we can fit in that. So this is our universal set here. That's our U. Now, the total number is 92 women. So the total number in your universal set, which is represented by N of U, is 92. So let's put our two sets, F for Friday and S for Saturday. 56 women shopped on Fridays. Now, remember this 56 is the entire set represented here by F. The entire set represented by F. So we got to bear that in mind. We should not put 56 right here because that will say Fridays only, which is not what the information is given there in the question says. So 2X women shop only on Saturday. Well, only on Saturday will be right here, which is that white portion here, 2x. X women shop both on Friday and Saturday. So we know that will go here. So let's go back to this part here. So if 56 women shop on Friday, we said it will include X. So therefore here, which is Fridays only, will be 56 minus X. So wait until you are given the information for the intersection, and you can always do the relevant subtraction as shown, right? To fill in that portion, Fridays only. 18 women did not shop either on Friday or on Saturday. So it means that 18 of them will be out here. So let's see if we can make sense of what that question is really saying. We need to find the total accounted for on Fridays or Saturdays. So if you have a total of 92 and 18 of them do not shop on Fridays and Saturdays, it means that the difference, which is 74 of them, will be those who shop on Fridays or Saturdays. Now that bit of information is important because when we go back to our set formula, if you want, this will be the number who shop on Fridays plus the number of women who shop on Saturdays minus the intersection. So the number who shop on Friday or Saturday, and we said this would be and both. So we have all the information needed now to continue with that formula when asked to do so in the relevant part of the question. So let's look at the question. So the first part says draw a Venn diagram to show the above information, right? So we did that. So let's take a sneak peek at the other parts of the question below there. The second part says what? Write an expression in terms of representing the total number of women in the survey. Right, we did that. In fact, let's do it now. And then the second part is to find the number of women who shop only on Fridays. Write an expression in X to represent the total number of women in the survey. All right, so let's go back to the diagram to do that. And then we want to find the number of women who shop only on Friday. So using the Venn diagram will be extremely important here. Right, so let's go back to the diagram. The expression for the total number of women in the survey. Right, this is the expression here. Total number of women in the survey will be what is included in your two circles, F and S, as well as the 18 outside. So let's just put that across here. So the expression will be 56 minus X, that's this portion here, plus the X, plus the 2X, plus the 18. All right, so let's write that. 56 minus X, plus your X, plus your 2X, plus your 18. Right. So now to solve this part, the last part of the question, which requires you to find the number of women who shop on Fridays only, you can approach it two ways. You can continue working with your expression, right? Method one. And recognize that that expression for the total number of women in survey is equivalent to 92. That's what you can do. Right? And of course, you can simplify this. This will be 56 plus 2X plus 18 equals 92. And again, you simplify 56 and 18. That's supposed to give us 74 plus 2X plus 18. No, not plus 18, sorry. We already added that 18. That is equal to 92. And of course, we can subtract 74 on both sides of the equation. right? So in doing so, we have cancelled that 74, so the equation becomes 2x equals to 74. 92 minus 74 is what, 18? And then you solve, you divide by 2 on both sides. And you're left with x equals to 9. Now, x represent what? X represent the number of women who shop on both days, Fridays and Saturdays. They want us to find the number of women who shop on Fridays only. So what we're going to do, Fridays only, will be this portion right here, outside here, this portion outside here. Right, so we simply substitute or replace the x by 18 and simplify that expression. So the number of women shopping on Fridays only will be 56 minus 9, and that will give us what, 47. Okay, so again, you can use this first method, taking into account the entire total number of women in the survey as shown. Now, the second method, which is really the formula we started with, is really similar, if not to method 1, but all we have done is we have not taken into account that those 18 women who do not shop on Fridays or Saturdays, which is basically out here. So the focus will be only using the information relevant to this part of the Venn diagram. So let's apply the formula that we know, and let's work with that. So let's go back to that question and let's solve it, right? So we're going to shift our screen a bit. Let's take it across. Right, so let's take it across a bit and make some space for working. All right, so I'm continuing with this formula here. I hope you remember that the number for F union S, right, would be the difference between 92 and 18, which was 74. So we're gonna start off with that. So 74, right, that will equal the number who shop on Friday, right, which will be the 56 minus x plus x, right? That's the yellow portion in the diagram. Plus those who shop on Saturdays would be the x plus 2x. And then we're going to subtract f and s, which will be minus x. Right, a lot of x's there. So we know this will cancel with this, minus x will cancel with this one, and this plus x will cancel with this one, minus x. So what are we left with? 74 is equal to 56 plus 2x. So you notice one time that it will resemble what we would have done just now. So 74, we're going to subtract 56 on both sides to eliminate that 56 on the right hand side, plus 2x. So we end up with 18 here equals to 2x. And of course, when we divide both sides by 2, we will end up with the same answer for x. X would be 9. And the working continues basically from here the same way. Fridays, those who shop on Fridays only will be 56 minus x, which is really 56 minus 9 as shown, giving us the answer of 47. So there you go. It was nice taking you through this tutorial. So until we meet again, God bless.